One of the most common problems people have with Excel is working with a workbook that has a lot of different sheets. Today we are going to go over two things. The first thing is how to copy a sheet so that it pretty much stays the same to a new worksheet. And then we're going to create a summary function that totals up a lot of different sheets within one file. So the first thing we're going to do is copy the December worksheet, and it's going to become the yearly sales total sheet. To do this, first I'm going to click on the December worksheet tab and then hold down my control key. Once you click on the control key, if you drag to the right and then let go of your mouse first, it'll create an exact copy of that worksheet. Let's go ahead and double click on the December 2 file and rename it Yearly Total and press enter to finish. Now I've created a whole entire sheet that pretty much matches the December total. This is what we're going to use to sum up our year. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on cell A1 and change the Worldwide Sporting Goods December title to Worldwide Sporting Goods Yearly Totals. Next thing I need to do is delete the information that I'll be changing. So I don't need my totals for fitness, biking, or outdoor. So I'm going to highlight B3 to D6 and press the delete key. I also need to get my totals for the expenses. So I'm going to select F3 to F6 and press delete. Everything else is actually a function or a formula. So once I enter in the new totals, they will automatically be updated. All right, let's start by getting our fitness totals for sales rep Smith for the entire year. So the first thing I'm going to do is type in an equals because I'm going to be creating a function, and I'm going to do the sum. So I'm going to type in sum in a left parenthesis. Next, I'm going to go to the January sheet. The fitness total for Smith happens to be in cell B3. So once I click on B3, I'm fortunate that all my different worksheets has the fitness sales for Smith in the same cell, which is B3. So as long as I hold down my shift key and click on the last sheet, which is December, it's going to automatically select every sheet. And I can tell because when I look at the bottom, all of them appear white. Now I'm actually done with the function, so I'll press enter. That takes me back to the yearly total worksheet, and I now have my total for Sam Smith and fitness. And if you look at the formula bar, it shows equals sum in parentheses. It shows January, December, exclamation point, B3. This means it's looking at sheet January to sheet December, cell B3, and giving us a total. Now, every sheet has the same information, so to get the rest of the sales rep, I just have to click on the autofill handle that appears in the bottom right-hand corner of cell B3 and drag down. Now I have my fitness totals. To get my biking and outdoor, I just have to click and drag to the right. I've completed my biking and outdoor. Right now the columns are too skinny, so I need to just double click between columns C and D and columns D and E to resize, and also E and F. Okay. The last thing that I have to do is select the expenses for Smith, which is cell F3, and I also need to do a total of expenses for all sheets for the same sales rep. So once again, I'm going to type in equals sum in a left parenthesis, click on the January sheet, select the expenses for Smith, which is cell F3. I need to get all the sheets, so if I hold down my shift, click on December, and press enter, I now have the expenses for Smith for all the sheets. To quickly fill this in, I'm just going to double click on the autofill, and I've now completed my yearly totals.